All right, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today, we're gonna talk about something a little bit different. We're gonna talk about something a little bit new. We're gonna be talking about Peak Skis by Bode. Now, if you watched my old bomber ski review, you can see that I can be a little bit critical of Bode because over the years, he's just kind of plugged and advertised for almost any company he can. With Bomber, he was kind of promoting them. He was one of the owners, I think, at one point, and then he just totally bailed on the product. And I've seen that over the years, that he'll say, oh, this is gonna change skiing. It was the atomic golf ball for a while, then it was the bomber skis, and then he moves on to the next thing. And after you've seen it about, half a dozen times or so, you start to realize, oh, Bode is just pitching a product before he moves on from it. I've been critical of him in the past, but I'm willing to kind of set that aside and look at Peak skis and kind of talk about my concern about them. Right now, they're still so new that I don't think a lot of people have had them for a long enough time that they've been able to ski on them. I haven't seen any real unbiased reviews of them so far. Everything I've seen has been kind of paid marketing or, I don't know, people who don't have a lot of insight into the industry. I haven't seen any like really critical players ski on them. Even Ski Essentials, who sell skis, they will go out and like get skis even if they don't sell them, and I feel like they're pretty honest about the skis. And I haven't seen anything from Ski Essentials. I haven't seen anything from Andy Lewicky. These are people that you trust. I myself have tried to get on them, but we'll talk about that more later. But so far, they kind of honestly just seem like an influencer brand. I don't see a lot about them that tells me these are gonna be really good skis. But today, we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna talk about my concern about Peak skis. First, let me just give you an overview of Peak skis and we'll kind of go through that. Peak skis was started just back in 2022 with CEO Andy Worthy, who I guess was former ski area CEO, so I'm assuming he's kind of the money behind the operation, and Bode, who is known of World Cup fame. He's one of the most influential ski racers of all time. So they won from Ski Magazine 3 Testers Choice Awards from the Peak 104, 98, and 88. And then they also won the Editor's Choice Award for the Women's Shred. Here's the quote from Ski Magazine. I can say unequivocally that there has never been a new ski company that had such impressive results in their first year, says Courier. Even when established companies entered new models, those new models typically didn't do this well in ski tests. So now that we understand Peak skis, it's kind of basically Bode is known for World Cup and racing skis. He's kind of tried to adapt some of his knowledge into an all-mountain ski and then the wider widths of powder ski. We're gonna watch more of their content, but let me just give you my initial reaction. To me, this smells like baloney. I don't know where they're getting this from. The skis have only been out for a little while. I don't know anyone that's actually skied on these. The people I see on Peak's marketing are all either they're intermediates or they look like sponsored skiers. I haven't seen anyone who's really critical of skis ski on them. I haven't seen Andy Lewicky. I haven't seen the guys from Ski Essentials. I myself have been out to some of these events and I don't see Peak skis. Like when I went up to Mount Hood, I saw Peak skis, but they were only letting like people who were looking to buy the skis test the skis. Like I was not allowed to test their skis. I don't know Ski Magazine. I'm not alleging anything against them. I don't know. This smells like a bunch of baloney. Do you know anyone who's actually skied on Peak skis? I don't. Bode does not have the best track record for the products that he's pitched and standing behind them long term. I don't know. That's just my initial reaction when I see these choice awards and all of this hoopla about the skis, but maybe I'm missing something. I also personally have reached out to Peak skis to see, hey, can I test your skis? I'm not looking for free skis. I'll send them back, but let me test your skis. And companies like Black Crow, Atomic have all said, yes, let's get you on the skis. You can put out a review, no problem, right? And I'm not getting paid for these reviews. I'm just getting the skis and then sending them back. So I want to test the skis and give you my honest opinion about them. When I reached out to Peak skis, this is my theory. I would guess that they saw my bomber review, saw how I was critical of Bode, saw how I maybe they saw any of my reviews where I'm critical of the skis, and they completely ghosted me. I sent them that Lord of the Rings meme saying like, okay, keep your secrets then. Yeah, Peak skis did not seem like they were in a rush to send me any skis. And that's kind of the vibe I've gotten from all of their social media, is that they're just looking for people who are gonna be hype men, who are gonna say how great the ski is, rather than people who are actually critical of it. So Peak skis, if I'm missing something and you guys wanna send me a pair of skis to test, I will send them right back. I do not need any free skis. I just want to review them. But my inkling that I'm getting from this is all that I'm skeptical as to Peak skis quality because they're so avoidant to send real review copies to actual reviewers. The fact that I haven't seen any of the main staples of ski reviews with Ski Essentials or Andy Lewicky or Out of Collective. I haven't seen Peak Skis on any of those guys' channels, and I think that to me indicates that maybe they don't want them reviewed. Maybe they don't want them criticized. That could just be the vibe I'm getting. Maybe it's off. That's just my opinion, but I don't get a great feeling from Peak Skis when they are so reluctant. I DM'd them and they were very excited about the prospect. And then I think what probably happened is as soon as they saw my content and how critical I can be of skis, they backed off and were like, you know what? We don't need to touch this. So today we're gonna react to some of their marketing. I haven't watched some of this, but I just wanna get a better sense of what they're selling and why they're so reluctant to have it in real people's hands. Okay, the first video we're gonna watch, wow, some of these videos have like no views. Introducing the 2024 lineup from 2 months ago, 300 views on a 30-second video? You guys need to like have people review this. Nobody's gonna buy this without looking at it. I mean, a very few people will. And especially after what a catastrophe Bomber was, in my opinion. This like, trust me and putting Bode Miller on everything, it's not enough. Let's go with the one with the most views, Peak Skis by Bode Miller.
At Peak, we're excited to introduce Keyhole Technology.
I'm getting an ad for Peak Skis on a Peak Skis video?
But more accessible to a bigger range of skiers on different conditions.
You're blocking me from watching your video with your own ad? Oh my God. Whoever's on your marketing team, come on. There's gotta be a way to fix that. And here we go.
At Peak Skis, we wanted to offer a new, innovative approach to design, sales channel, communication with the customer that we didn't feel like was present, or at least not prominent in the marketplace right now.
Bode Miller has this way of talking where he says absolutely nothing when he's talking. He just says the most vague terms. I've been watching him since I was a kid interviewing, and he always just dances around things. He talks very vaguely. He said that they want to sell skis in a way that they're not being sold. Like, I don't know, maybe he's talking about direct to consumer. Also, that design with Peak by Bode Miller, doesn't that seem a little arrogant? To put your name on every pair of skis? He's like, oh, not enough people knew Bomber had me involved, so this time we're gonna get it right. In hindsight, I don't know if I want my name on Bomber. That is so weird. I would not want another person's name on my skis. I don't care how famous they are. And this is coming from someone who as a like preteen owned the Lindsay Kildau sunglasses, but this is still, I don't know. That's my initial reaction. Let's keep going. We're not very far.
The idea was to build super cutting edge skis, offer them directly to the customer, have that two-way communication, and be agile and quick moving forward with innovation and next gen models with the driving input from the customer.
What a roundabout way to just say we wanted a direct to consumer model. All these things, we want to be nimble, agile. It's like, dude, stop using the sports metaphors, okay? Yeah, you're selling direct to consumer. Plenty of ski companies do that when they're small. In fact, I'm surprised the bigger ones don't, but yeah, you're saying nonsense. I don't see how that makes them better skis or how that helps me. Direct to consumer, okay. Are you guys gonna offer customer support then? That's the thing everyone does. Oh, we're gonna be direct to consumer. Okay, I can call Evo with a question. I can't call Pete. Anyway, okay.
His race experience, coupled with his creative approach to design and engineering, are truly difference makers for Peak Ski Company and our first line of skis for the 22-23 season.
We needed to try something different. We reduced the side cut, deactivated the tip by weakening it torsionally a little bit, reduced weight, and powered up the middle of the ski using Keyhole Technology, allowing for a much easier transition from different radius turns all the way to extreme conditions and super high edge angles.
Yeah, he's saying this stuff, but it's like very vague. We're reducing weight. Okay, everybody makes different ranges of skis. Reducing it from what? Okay, we made the tail less splayed. Okay, so it's not a twin tip, it's a carving ski. But a lot of companies also do that. You're not having this revolutionary thing that's like changing from the norm because there's so many different types of skis that this is a whole bunch of baloney. The Keyhole Technology, I see the graphic every time I've watched any of this stuff. I haven't watched this video before, but I've seen others. And it's like, what does that do? Oh, it helps it torsionally. What? How? Can you explain that? And also, like, how is that different than a lot of those designs where they kind of have the X with the K2 Mindbender where you have like Titanal along the middle and then it kind of Ys around? It seems like just a different flavor of that. I could be wrong, but it's like rather than a Y, it's a circle. Wow, groundbreaking. I haven't skied on these, so it's hard for me to be super judgmental, but man, I am smelling a lot of baloney.
Growing up skiing on the East Coast, I learned a lot about ice and tactics and edge angle. And as I evolved through my high school years at Carrabassett Valley Academy,
Why does any of this matter? Everybody likes seeing your history with skiing, but it has nothing to do with these skis you're selling us. Also, does that say Berg? All right, represent. But again, irrelevant to all mountain skis.
was always driven by this separation between snowboard technology and ski technology. I'd grown up snowboarding my whole life up to that point, and snowboards had a lot more side cut and they arced turns, and it was easy for me to see that that was better.
What's important to understand is
What? Okay, snowboard shape came kind of later. Like, they had those one-way boards, and there were not that many snowboards out there. In fact, is there even a picture of you on snowboards? You snowboarded your whole life? It's not like now where like anybody can pick up a snowboard. Even I snowboarded in the early 2000s, so 2002 I started snowboarding, and it was like still hard even at the ski swaps. There were a handful of snowboards. I like really would wonder how accurate that snowboarding statement is. And I snowboarded anyway, so it helped me learn how to carve, because it is kind of like you're flexing the board, and I can believe that. I can believe that snowboarding taught him a lot about carving. That's totally accurate. It helped me understand it because you're working with one board rather than two, and you don't have to like worry about how you're displacing your flex. It's really good. I think snowboarding gives you a lot of great skills, but I don't know. Anyway, let's see what else I have to say.
his intellectual curiosity and his brilliance. He's as much an engineer as he is a great ski racer.
I was trying to arc on
What? God, this guy loves Bode Miller. What a suck up. He's as much an engineer as he is a ski racer. Gotta doubt that a little bit.
skis. I couldn't do it. I could arc easily on snowboards. I eventually hassled George Tormey from K2 enough to give him a demonstration of a snowboard that I'd cut in half vertically and mounted ski bindings on.
He cut a snowboard in half and literally created the shape ski. It was the K2-4 that propelled him to the 1998 Winter Olympic team.
What? Are they claiming he invented shape skis? He didn't invent shape skis. Alon did. What is he talking about? Are you for real right now? In 1990, Olin engineer Frank Mito started designing skis with a radical side cut, essentially giving skis an hourglass-like shape. By 1990, Elon trademarked the term parabolic and the release of their side cut Extreme SCX. Elon captured the market the first couple years, and everyone jumped on the bandwagon. Then you have a picture of the Salomon 1080 from 1997. Come on, Bode. That's a little bit delusional, don't you think, to like rewrite history that you invented shape skis? I think this guy's wording it, or maybe it's edited in a very careful way to say like, oh, well, he took a snowboard and invented shape skis, but it wasn't the first invention of shape skis. I can put some glue on some paper and say I invented the Post-it note, but that doesn't mean I actually invented it. Someone else did it. This is a little weird, right? Like going back and claiming something that someone else did prior. I cut a snowboard in half and invented shape skis. Really? Maybe I'm missing something. This is just my opinion, but from what I'm seeing online, that is totally rewriting history. But again, just my opinion.
When I got on that ski, everything changed for me in the sport of skiing, and I was able to do things I'd been trying to do for years effortlessly. And because of that experience, I had a very hyper-focused appreciation for technology innovations and what that meant for the skier. I think most people would think that me designing a ski, it would be a race ski, or at least a very high-performance ski that wasn't built for the mass markets.
Why did they zoom in on the medals like that? Yeah, we would think that because that's kind of your background. I mean, you've been out of the game for a while, so it's not that surprising, I guess. I don't know. What's the point of this? Yes, people would expect that you would do a race ski because that's what you know. And apparently you invented the first shape ski, so God, I can't get over that. Okay. Yeah, we would expect that you would work on race skis because that's what you know. But I'm not surprised. I mean, the ski racing fundamentals have changed a lot since Bode's day. I think Ted Ligety has kind of revolutionized ski racing so much that people don't really ski with Bode Miller's style anymore. It's a lot more fundamentals and downhill ski pressure than it is tactics like Bode had. Not taking away, Bode Miller was one of the greatest ski racers of all time, but he wasn't the father of shape skis. I mean, he was one of the first people to go from straight to shape skis, and he deserves all the respect in the world on that. But rewriting history and saying that he invented it is a little weird to me. I think it fits the narrative of him developing skis, but like from somebody who's been around and watched the history of ski racing, it's like 50% baloney.
In this case, that's entirely the opposite. The technology that we put together into the 22-23 line is specifically designed to accommodate and make the experience much closer to how we would experience it as a World Cup racer, which is incredible consistency, effortless confidence build.
If you watch his skiing now, do you notice that he skis more like Ted does rather than how he used to? He's adapted a lot of Ted's fundamentals, which is kind of interesting to me. Okay, this is a very roundabout way of saying this is a ski that can go in powder and can carve. There. And there's a lot of skis that do this already. Salomon QST, Atomic Maverick, Fisher Ranger, Vocal Mantra, but sure, okay, this is gonna be the one. I can't test it, I can't go to a ski shop and look at it, but sure, here, take my $1,300 or whatever it costs, $700, I don't know. I have no idea how much these cost. I'm assuming they're expensive based on his history with Bomber, but let's go see actually. Peak 88, let's see how much that costs. $1,100 for 88 underfoot. These are Stokely prices. $1,090 before tax. Yeah, you're delusional. Oh my God. That is a crazy amount of money. We have a 30-day return policy. Okay, so you're gonna take it with screw holes from the binding? And even then I have to put bindings on it and pay for all that, and assuming I get it back to you in 30 days, you know people aren't gonna do that. $1,100? Why would you do this as a startup? Like, who's gonna actually test these and put them on their feet? I'm trying to, and you, even I'm having a hard time. Anyway.
The ski pulls you forward into doing more than you thought you were capable of. It was really important for Peak to be an authentic company. And I live in Spanish Peaks in Montana. The company being based here is really about the culture. It's about what it means to be an outdoorsman, what it means to embrace nature, appreciation, humility. Montana will bring you some humility very quickly.
Appreciation, humility, all for the low price of $1,090 before you have binding. This is what it means to be an outdoorsman. Okay.
There's about 50 ideas that I was really excited about at various times throughout my career that we just never did. Therefore, I have this backlog of things that I'm really excited to bring out.
When we talk about innovation, it's really not just to the design and construction of the skis. Keyhole Technology is really important to the performance of our 22-23 line, but there's...
Man, if I'm paying $1,090, you better scrape that Bode Miller thing off. That is so ugly. Okay. Bode's also done kind of a rebrand here, it seems like, where he's become the outdoorsman. But remember, back in the 2000s, he was kind of a party animal. Bode Miller had this thing where he started his own like social network, and he had this whole ad where he was just a party animal in it. Remember that Ski Space? It was like, I don't know if it's called Ski Space. It was something skiing, and it was like, instead of MySpace, it was a skiing version. I had a login, and there was almost no one on it. But now he's like watched one episode of Joe Rogan Experience, and now he's an outdoorsman. Okay.
More to come. We're looking at advanced thermoplastics, advanced materials, advanced construction, and even looking at innovating on all aspects of how skis are processed and how they're made at the factory level.
Ultimately, we have a very clear roadmap ahead of us of things that we know we can apply that will improve the experience for the customer on the mountain. At Peak, the Keyhole Technology is at the beginning, but we're just getting started with technology.
Oh, whoever did this ad to, this isn't very good. Here's my opinion. This looks like a bunch of baloney. This is just Bomber 2.0 in my opinion. These skis are over $1,000, which is more than like Gen 1 Bombers were, if I remember right. Yeah, this is really expensive, and Bode Miller is riding his name to the end. Even the logo has his name in the bottom. The arrogance to do something like that. Bode Miller deserves a lot of respect for ski racing and everything, but he has just pushed his name to the edge with all of the different products he's pitching, and now he's got his own brand here, and he got this guy that's just gassing him up. It seems gross to me. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to order these until you see someone really ski on them, who isn't just an influencer or who isn't just being paid, somebody who will actually criticize it. So Peak, open invitation, I'll review them. I can't guarantee a positive review. But as far as me, I would be really hesitant to just pre-order these sight unseen. I say that about all skis, but these one especially. I've seen how many times Bode has kind of joined a project, got his name all over it, and then pulled out a few years later. Maybe this one's different since he's starting it, but I would be cautious, okay? Just anyone looking to buy these skis, be ultra cautious. It reminds me a lot of the early electric bicycle days where these companies kind of sprung up out of nowhere and they were taking pre-orders and people were buying them, but then when people had repairs that they needed, they couldn't get them. This reminds me a lot of that. That's my opinion. Just be cautious. If you're really set on these and you've tried them, sure, go for it. I have tried so hard to get on these skis and try them, and I have had no success. And if you want to ski on them, great, but be cautious. So anyway, that's my opinion and kind of where I see Peak skis. That, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it because I've seen so many ads for them. Their marketing team is like working overtime, but I haven't actually seen anyone that I trust or know that skied on them. And I myself, I have seen the Peak team be evasive for me trying to review these. So take that for what it's worth. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps my channel out a lot. But more than anything, just thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.